headlines. Kingdom of Spain donates 40,000 Moderna vaccines to Tonga. Former Justice Minister and lawyer has clarified the differences between criminal and civil cases based on queries concerning the trustworthiness of convicted ministers. And Lord Tivakano officially opened the largest nursery in Tonga. Now for the stories in detail. 40,000 Moderna vaccines arrived at the Fuamotu International Airport yesterday, donated by the Spanish government to assist the Health Ministry with the ongoing vaccination program. The arrival of the Moderna vaccine yesterday comes at the right time when the Health Ministry is set to roll out the second booster shots. Mark Ake was at the airport yesterday and filed this report.
The Director of Health, Dr. Shelley Akawola, was present at the international airport to receive the donation. Dr. Akawola told Radio and Television Tonga News that according to researchers, the Moderna vaccine is one of the best COVID vaccines to conduct booster shots. He added that Moderna can easily be stored and distributed to the other islands compared to the Pfizer vaccine. These Moderna vaccines will be used to roll out the second booster shots to frontliners, elderlies, and other vulnerable groups, such as those who have completed their first booster shots. Meanwhile, the honorary consular of the Spanish government to Tonga, Her Excellency Amelia Helu, says this donation is an opportunity to strengthen Tonga and Spain's bilateral relationship and the ongoing diplomatic partnership. Helu is also the honorary consular of Finland to Tonga.
The government can still employ the 3 ministers who were convicted of bribery by the Supreme Court, such as the former finance minister and former deputy prime minister. This is possible because they were convicted under a civil case and not on a criminal case. The former justice minister, Clive Edwards, says, according to legislation, a person who has been convicted in a criminal case and receives a sentence of more than 2 years imprisonment will lose his or her right to be a civil servant. But in the cases of these former MPs who were found guilty of bribery, they are still free to be an employee under the government. He says that the Electoral Act needed to be reviewed, but since the MPs were convicted in a civil case, the government can still employ them as there are no law prohibiting their rights. Despite this, the former ministers could have been charged for a criminal offence. However, they weren't. The noble estate holder of Nuku'alofa, Lord Tivakano, officially opened the largest nursery to communities in Tonga as part of celebrating National Climate Change Awareness Week. The aim of installing this nursery is to combat the impacts of climate change. Alice Tupo takes up that story.
The district officer of the Tongatapu 5 constituency, Sione Nukukata, delivered the welcoming speech and said that their dream has come true and the people of Nuku'alofa as well as the rest of Hifo are excited because they now know that this nursery will help to withstand the impacts of climate change. The CEO of Meidek, Paulamao, says that Tonga is fortunate to participate in this project along with 9 other countries in the Pacific, which is funded by the European Union in partnership with the Secretariat of the Pacific. This is the continuation of an earlier project in 2013 to 2019, which was also led by the Climate Change Department. The project contains 3 categories, and the first one was conducting a survey to coastal areas that were affected by the impacts of climate change, starting from Sopu all the way to Ha'atafu. The information that was collected from the survey resulted in the installation of the nursery in Nuku'alofa and the planting of trees in the coastal areas to protect the land from being eroded. We have witnessed that many mangroves in the coastal areas from Sopu to Ha'atafu are fading away and soil erosion is becoming more common, especially during natural disasters such as cyclones. Scientists believe that the sea level rises nearly 6 millimeters every year, and it is estimated that most parts of the Nuku'alofa area will be covered by water, including villages at the coastal areas from Sopu to Ha'atafu in the future. This project is worth nearly 1.3 million ba'anga. This new nursery will help grow mangroves and other plants in the coastal areas. Paolomao says that if this project becomes successful, then they will install similar nurseries in other villages in Hihifo and the rest of Tongatapu. The nursery is 35 meters long, 20 meters in width, and 2.2 meters high. It is understood that people who live near the coastal areas face many problems and the impacts of climate change, and the Ministry of Medec hopes that this nursery will solve those problems. The noble estate holder of Nuku'alofa, Lord Tuivagano, delivered his keynote address, saying that he hopes this project will solve the impacts of climate change that people are facing. He adds that Hihifo is vulnerable to the impacts of climate change, and Tonga is the second most vulnerable country to natural disasters, but fortunately Tonga was given to God by George Tubo I. Reporting for Radio and Television Tonga News, I'm Alice Tupo.
The acting Prime Minister Samuel Kuitavaipolo marked the completion of Climate Change Awareness Week 2022 today by saying that the spirit of cooperation in the fight against climate change and protecting Tonga is much needed. Alice Tupo again with the detail.
Today, the Climate Change Department hosted an exhibition day for government ministries and non-government organizations to conclude their efforts of celebrating Climate Change Awareness Week. National Climate Change Awareness Week began on Sunday and continued with various events organized throughout the week. During the acting Prime Minister's keynote address, Honorable Sami Vaipolo said, Tonga must take climate change seriously by continuing joint efforts to ensure a resilient Tonga. During the event, the acting Prime Minister launched the completion of Tonga's NDC implementation roadmap and investment plan with a project pipeline for the Climate Change Department and the Tonga Energy Roadmap Plus term for the Energy Department. Meanwhile, prizes were presented to secondary schools who participated in the quiz competition, in which Lavingamali Christian College received the first prize. Second prize was awarded to Tonga College, third prize to Ocean of Light, and fourth prize awarded to Dailulu College. Prizes were awarded to the top 3 primary schools that participated in a composting competition, which GBS Kolamatua and GBS Phuket tied for the first place. GBS Fatai at second, and GBS Daegu won the third prize. There were also awards and appreciation presented to all participants who joined the exhibition program. The director of the Climate Change Division, Luisa Malolo, expressed her gratitude towards the collaboration efforts this week to successfully mark the Climate Change Awareness Week this year. Reporting for Radio and Television Tonga News, I'm Alice Tupo.
Tonga police believe that alcohol was involved in the road accident that took 2 lives on the 21st of September on the Taufa'aha Road at Nuali. The accident cost the lives of the driver, a 28-year-old man from Veitongo, and a passenger, a 19-year-old girl from Patangata. Mark Ake with the detail.
A total of 5 people were in the accident and 3 people are still in hospital with serious injuries. Police said their inquiries confirmed that the 5 people were 2 men and 3 women, aged 19 to 28 years old, who were consuming alcohol before the crash. Police reported that the 2 men were first drinking at the Reload bar and had picked up the 3 women from Fasi, Moyafi, when the bar closed before returning to Lapaha, where they continued to consume alcohol. Police said that although they were intoxicated and it was curfew time, the parties decided to go to Vaini to purchase illicit drugs. The 2 men got into an argument while on their way, and given the high speed while they were driving, the driver lost control of the vehicle. Beer was also found in the vehicle. Meanwhile, the 3 survivors, including a 28-year-old man from Lapaha and 2 21-year-old women from Fasi and Sopu, sustained serious injuries and are still at the Viola Hospital. Police stated that they are looking to strengthen its strategies related to road safety and crime prevention through strict enforcement, in particular at targeted locations, in addition to outreach programs to raise awareness in Tongan communities.
And in the month of April 2022, Digicel Tonga donated 250,000 pa'anga to support the affected people after the volcanic eruption and tsunami event on January 15, 2022. Digicel's donation allowed Tonga Red Cross to construct 2 new houses, one each in Nomuka and Tungua. Due to the challenges including favorable weather, this project Due to the challenges including unfavorable weather, this project was completed this week and the two families are now in their homes. This is the first ever building that has been constructed after the tsunami and volcanic eruption in the outer islands of Ha'apai. The new homeowners are Se Peti Haikeni of Nomuka and Mr. Papaya Tau of Tungua. Meanwhile, the two families appreciated the donation from Digicel Tonga and the Tonga Red Cross Society. That wraps up this evening's news package, but before we part, here's one final look at today's top stories. Kingdom of Spain donates 40,000 Moderna vaccines to Tonga. Former Justice Minister and lawyer has clarified the differences between criminal and civil cases based on queries concerning the trustworthiness of convicted ministers. And Lotui Vakano officially opened the largest nursery in Tonga. And that's it for tonight. Thank you for your company. I'm Mafanoto Bola. Good evening.